We're doing something completely different today. We're doing a 6-month review of us living in Texas. As most of you guys know, we moved from California to the state of Texas, and I moved out here with my family. Roland moved out here with his family, and we have Chris in the back. He's a lonely person, so it's just himself.
Yeah, he's got his cat.
He's got a cat. So I've been here.
Guys have cats nowadays.
I don't know. Some weirdos.
Yeah, freaking weirdos. Get a dog, bro.
Be a man.
Be a man.
So I've been out here for officially 6 months. You've been out here for officially 7 months, and don't know if, like, you guys have probably seen Roland on the videos, but this is my business partner. We came out here together to really build out the team and build Romeo Echo out here in Texas, and it's been fun so far, man. Yeah. It's been fun. I think it was a great decision. Straight up, like, I think it was a great decision for me and my family. Like, I'll be upfront.
Yeah, likewise. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Like, there was moments where we were like, oh shit, what did we do? Like, I know I talked to you about it. Like, the big thing, it's completely different. It's a night and day difference from what we're used to in California, Southern California, the culture, the nightlife or lack of, the geography, the beaches. There's things that we really loved in California, like the California beaches, at least the ones that are kept clean, which is a little few.
Few and far in between.
Very few of them, but being able to experience, driving down the coast, spending time at the beach, and then also you're like about an hour or two away from the mountains. Like, it's got beautiful geography. It was unfortunate, like, it just, because of the leadership within, the state, the counties, like, they just let it go to shit. But so I think for us, we did kind of miss that. A lot of our friends and family were all over there, so missing them. Yeah. That was tough. And my daughter. So I have a 13-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old boy. And my son, as long as you put a baseball glove on his hand and he's got a baseball team to play on, he's on cloud 9. So it didn't affect him too much. My daughter,
he's a savage too.
Yeah. He's a freaking beast. My daughter, 13-year-old, in junior high, getting ready to transition into high school.
That's wild to hear.
Yeah. I know. Where does the freaking time go?
I know, man. Just a history lesson for you guys. I have known Roland since 2000. When did I get recruited? 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
So before I even had a daughter.
So he was my recruiter into the Marine Corps. And it's wild to say that. In 2012, that's when I joined the Marine Corps. I knew you then, and then we got reconnected in 2019? Yeah. So just being in business since then, and it's been amazing to see the growth within Romeo Echo, and the fact that we can come out here and things can be still operating in California has been it's been great. So just so you guys know, I don't display it very much on social media, but I have a wife and I have 2 kids as well. I have a 4-year-old and a 7-month, almost going on 8 months. Yeah.
Does he wipe his ass yet?
No, not yet, but he's about to walk, bro. He's like standing up on everything. He's about to walk and destroy my entire house.
Yeah. Oh,
man. So
little Rio.
Yeah, Rio.
Yeah.
Okay. So for us, we had a different process of finding a property than you guys. Yeah. Because, I think we were both looking to purchase, but you were looking to purchase in a different manner than I was specifically. Yeah. So I purchased a home for us to live in, and we wanted to go into resale specifically because, I can get commission, but also we knew that we could manipulate a little bit of the pricing as well. So that's one advantage that we had out here in Texas. Wherever you go, it's going to be a situation where it's definitely a buyer's market, and we took advantage of that. I was practically paid to buy my house. And you ended up doing something a little bit different. You ended up renting right away.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the big thing for us, we were like, you know, everyone here, I'm sure you guys are well aware of where the market has been in terms of interest rates. And I don't know if you're picking up that audio in the background. We just had a 20-ton tractor just freaking drive by.
Yeah.
It's
We're on his front porch.
Yeah, on my front porch, and they got this beautiful neighborhood, Veramendi, which I'm a little biased, but I think it's the nicest subdivision in New Braunfels. You know, outside of buying a full-fledged custom home and like Vintage Oaks, you know?
Yeah.
It's don't you,
Which
you
I
love
just
it,
came
man.
from.
Yeah.
Like that
Freaking
is
beautiful.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen any of those videos, make sure to look at probably the video right before this one where we go to Vintage Oaks to some of the custom home builders, and it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild what you can get out here based off of, like, because we have the mindset, we sold a lot of houses in California, and we have like a vision of what does a $600,000 house look like? What does we just sold a $700,000 house.
$700,000 house. Like this house right here, this would be like right under 700,000. It's a 3,000 square foot home on a quarter-acre lot. Like, it's a beautiful home. It'd be at least 1.2 million in California, depending on the area, possibly up to 2 million. So yeah, for us, we wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to get a low interest rate. So with rates being so high, I wanted to find a veteran where I can assume his VA loan and kind of take over a low rate. And it just kind of happened by chance because eventually I didn't want to rush into buying a home. And we found this home that was for lease. And I reached out to the owner, and it was up for immediate move-in, but this was about 2 months before we even planned on being out here. And I asked them, like, hey, would you be able to get me locked in 2 months? I think this was be sometime in June, and we weren't planning on coming out here till end of July. And I said, so what do you feel about end of July, beginning of August move-in? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, by chance, have you thought about selling? And he's like, yeah, we really thought about selling, but I don't have too much profit with paying real estate fees and escrow fees. Like, I would have to come out of pocket. I was like, what if I just took over your loan? Have you thought about that? And then that's where he got kind of open to it. Yeah, there's FedEx driver jamming out. All right, so it just happened. The owner, he was an Army vet that was relocating to Washington or Washington or Oregon or something. And he was buying a property over there. Something fell through with his lender where they said, no, he can't sell his home subject to me taking over his mortgage. It was not going to eliminate that debt from his debt to income ratio. So what we ended up doing, because there's workarounds in this, what we did is we did a lease option to purchase. So a lease with an option to purchase at those terms that we discussed. And I felt really comfortable. That's even better for me because then it gives me flexibility, the chance to feel it out, really make sure that it's where we want to be, that it's a house that we love. It's almost like, driving a car, renting it for like a few months before you decide to take the leap on the purchase. So,
and you executed on that flexibility as well. And that's a big thing for you guys to really take advantage of and know in your mind that there's so many options other than just straight purchasing or just straight renting. You have, because of the buyer's market that's available right now, you have so much flexibility right now.
Absolutely. So yeah, a couple months later, after living in the home, we realized that it really wasn't everything that we wanted in a house. We came from California where you're used to 5, 6, 7,000 square foot lots, like super small lots, like you're on top of your neighbors. And then we come here to Texas where everything's bigger, big houses, big lots, but that home had a small lot, it had a California sized lot. And we're like, why are we going to move to Texas only to have a house that is like every house that we saw in our neighborhood in California? So we're like, okay, So literally within 6 or 7 months, we've moved twice.
Yeah.
This
Which is
home
wild.
here, we just moved into about a week ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, my experience was a little bit different than yours.
Yeah.
You had very similar where you kind of created your own terms because of the way that the market was. It's a strong buyer's market out here. It is night and day from California, where there's a lack of inventory. We actually just helped a Marine veteran in the Antelope Valley. It's a suburb just north of Los Angeles. We just helped him purchase a home where we just opened escrow on it. And when I was talking to the agent in the area, they told us that out of all of the Antelope Valley, there was just over 50 homes on the market actively listed, which is wild. That is nothing. It should be like, probably 10 times that.
Sure.
So that just shows you the inventory that falls, within there. So here it's the exact opposite.
I think it's also a possible reaction to prices going down as well, because prices have gone down in California somewhat significantly, but people are price conscious out there as well. They have to be price conscious because everything is so extremely expensive. So when you're thinking about selling your home and everything else is expensive, you're thinking, okay, I can sell my house for $500,000, but the next home that's an upgrade is $800,000, and it's the groceries are more expensive.
6.5% interest rate. It's
Yeah.
like a $6,000 mortgage. You're like, damn, just your mortgage alone is $72,000 a year.
A year. That's
and then-
almost double the average of what like the take home income for a lot of people.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It's absolutely wild, and I think that it's a testament to the reason why people are moving out of states like California and New York and a lot of these states where it's extremely expensive to live, and living in a state where I think values are higher, meaning personal values are higher and in abundance. That's one thing I found out here is like the values that a lot of people have. Like people are going to say good morning to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are going to say hi to you.
And they actually care. They'll ask you, hey, how are you doing this morning? And they expect a real answer, not just like, oh, doing good. Like, how about you? Like, when you ask someone that, and you can genuinely ask someone that and they just give you like, oh, I'm doing all right, doing good. You could tell just people care. Yeah.
They like, it's the cookie cutter response.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, how you doing? I'm good.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, hey, how are you today?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah, they'll wait. They'll wait and they'll continue on talking after that.
Yeah. And they're lovely conversations. Like, they're great conversations. You'll be at HEB, which I have to talk a little bit more about HEB. But like, you'll be at HEB and just spark up a 10, 15-minute conversation. And the next time you see that person, like you're with your kid or you're with your other kid, and they'll introduce themselves. Like, I've met so many people, and it's just, it feels a little bit more natural to meet people and enjoy your time here. I think that, we're personable people, I guess. We naturally, because we're in real estate, we meet a lot of people, and it's a lot easier to do so out here. But yeah, HEB is hands down the best grocery store in the
world.
United States.
In the world.
Like with the world, yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up, HEB is the
everything.
best.
Yeah, it's the shit.
Yeah, there's no competition.
It's like having like Whole Foods, Ralph's, Albertsons, freaking Target with Walmart value. Like, like it's like everything from organic, grass-fed, premium meats. Like, you get Wagyu to like budget ground beef and ground turkey. Everything for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, it's an awesome store.
Yeah, so they announced the Sprouts. I was like, I'm probably not going to go. Like, there's no market for me. I'm going to be at HEB all the time.
Yeah.
How was the travel process for you moving from California to Texas?
For me, it was pretty smooth. We did the biggest the biggest obstacle was figuring out how we were going to move all of our shit over here. Is I think we had talked about, like, there's so many different variables, from pods to the pods by U-Haul to driving a U-Haul to getting a one single moving company that moves all your stuff. And the pods in itself, I thought that was going to be the most cost effective, but then after the quotes, it was going to be like almost $7,000 for pods. So I was like, man, that's crazy. But it was half the price of having just a full service moving company move all of our stuff. That was going to be like $16,500. What we ended up doing, we ended up getting this portal where you can have multiple companies, like, basically bid on your move. You let them know how much stuff you got, and then you can have multiple people compete for your business. So we ended up going that route. We saved quite a bit of money. I think all in all, it was like $6K, maybe $7, maybe closer to $7. I got to look, but it was pretty much half the price of a full service move. And they basically took an 18-wheeler and split the truck with me and one other home. But for us, it was the same price of doing pods, but having
Having the service of someone actually moving.
of having someone pack up our stuff, moving it in, not doing it all ourselves.
Right.
Because who the hell wants to do that?
Me. Apparently. So that's exactly what I did. So I wanted, all right, so we like to make ourselves guinea pigs of things, right? So
now he's got a bad back.
yeah.
Now he's rated by the VA.
Yeah, I'm rated 100% with the VA, mainly because I moved.
Yeah.
So you had a lot more things than I did. I had a pretty small place.
Yeah.
So it was much more manageable for me to be able to do that. So I ended up going the pods, but the U-Haul version of pods, and going really inexpensive. I think I paid like maybe $3,500 or $4,000 just for the pods to be there and be transferred. And it was pretty simple. Like, load everything up. That it's like we wanted to pack our own things anyway, and we didn't have much anyway. So just put everything in, stuff it in, and then we're good to go. And the main thing, the most difficult thing for me personally, was the drive. So I drove my dogs from California to Texas, and I drove with my mom. So
Mom and the dogs.
Mom and the dogs.
Oh shit.
We all know how stressful that can already be, right?
Both. Yeah.
So mainly because
Dogs not so much, but mom.
Yeah. So the idea, we'll switch off. If I get tired, you switch off. We ended up leaving at like 9 p.m. and I gave the wheel over to my mom maybe at like 10 a.m. the next day. So I was driving for a little bit over 12 hours through the night. She slept a little bit, and I wanted to get some shut eye, so I'll switch it over to my mom. 45 minutes later, we get a ticket. So guess who's driving again? So I was basically driving the whole time.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
So that was my experience. I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
Pay
very
someone
good.
and move your shit. Like, yeah. One of the culture. So what are you brought up some of the differences that you've seen here in New Braunfels and the people, like just the hospitality, people greeting you good morning and actually caring. I really, I've had the very same experience. One of the things that it's like that small town feel, even though New Braunfels is not a small town, definitely not.
And it's growing a lot.
It's growing by the day. It's like a tourist hub for Texas. It's got like, we're like 5 minutes from Greene, which is, it borders New Braunfels, and Greene was just announced as one of the most beautiful towns in the U.S. By like HGTV or something. I think we were just talking about that. Like, you have the oldest music hall in Texas, like just this historic downtown area. It's right on the river, like filled with restaurants, bars, pubs, live music, boutique shops. It's it almost feels like you go back in time like a couple decades,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
really, it's just a really cool experience. But so you have that, and it's just a slower pace of life that it's one of the things that might be a culture shock initially if you're coming from like where we came from, Southern California, where we were like in a suburb, but it was like right outside the city.
Yeah.
The hustle and bustle was real. Everything was so fast paced. Everyone's in a hurry.
A lot of keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing in Santa Clarita where we were before, is just there's a ton of keeping up with the Joneses. Whereas I think that one of the statistics that Santa Clarita owns in their own right is the highest debt in the nation.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like credit card debt or just debt in general.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has a ton of debt compared to their income because they're just trying to keep up. They just want to look cool. Like, you just want to look like you belong.
New cars, new Lululemon gear. Like it's Gucci, Coach, whatever they freaking buy. Louis Vuitton. Like
everything has to be designer for some reason. Yeah. And one of the questions that we did get from one of the people that follows us on Instagram is, what have you learned about Texas lifestyle that you didn't know prior to the move?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, one of the things that I didn't know prior to the move is like just how you address certain things, how you pronounce certain things. And like Texas, they're very particular with like, if you want to mess up by mispronouncing something or just saying something different, like, you're going to let them know, hey, oh, this dude's from California for sure.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, in California, we have all the highways, the freeways, the 405, the 5, the 110. And it's normal for us to say, oh, what way did you take? Oh, I took the 5 to the 101. And so when I was over here, like, they're like, oh yeah, just take 35. And I was like, oh yeah, we took the I-35.
Yeah.
And what do you mean the I-34? What are you even talking about? What's the I-35? You mean 35?
Yeah. 35.
So don't pronounce highways, roads as the. Like, you're going to let them know you're coming from somewhere else.
Yeah. That was really interesting for me, for sure. I mean, people catch it right away. Like, we had sold a home to a client over in Castroville.
Yeah.
And we were on the phone, and I mentioned, I did mention one of the highways. He's like, the loop, the 1604 loop. Oh yeah, I think that's what it was. And he caught me, and he's like, oh man, I think you're fired. Which I get. Like, we didn't get fired, but I get it. There's certain ways you pronounce things, and like, we had a viral video talking about like the way you pronounce things, and it's crazy because people are even disagreeing about that. Texans are disagreeing about
Texans, especially New Braunfels, is German culture. It's a German town. And for instance, I just talked about green. If you were to spell green, it's spelled like Gruene, which you would think that the correct pronunciation is like Gruen, or
that's how you would say it.
That's how you would say it. But no, they're flat out, no, it's green. And looking at you like,
what are you, dumb?
What are you, freaking brainchild, like freaking Einstein over here.
Yeah, Bernie, you have
Bernie.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah. There's a lot of that culture going on. I think,
another thing that was really big for me, which, coming from California, specifically Los Angeles, in Los Angeles County, protecting, we're vets, we're security minded, we're very vigilant. We like to protect our families and those around us. So it's important to, stay strapped, and, it's very difficult to get a concealed carry permit. There was a period where Villanueva was the sheriff, and he was like really it was really a priority to arm his citizens to protect themselves is, crime got out of control and then they put a halt to that really quick.
That was where, police officers weren't, they were berated. Police officers just weren't having a great time with being able to enforce any laws.
Yeah.
Whereas, hey, go ahead and protect yourself.
Yeah.
And that is not the culture in Texas.
Hell no. No way. And so that was one of the big things is we had our brother Trey over here that's been a great resource and kind of showing us the ropes and showing us around and being our guide over here. And that's one of the first things that I asked them is like, hey, how do I file for my concealed carry permit? And he's all, what do you mean? Like, you just carry. And I was like, wait, you don't need a permit to carry? Like open or concealed? And he's like, no, bro, you carry open, you carry concealed, like carry it in your purse, your backpack, your hip, like whatever you want. So that's like,
strap right now.
Strap out right now on my front porch. Like you just never know. Like, but it's just crazy how something simple like that is, it brings a sense of peace and tranquility. And I guess that's the stupid Marine, like ridiculous in me. Like, but it does. It gives you.
Yeah, it gives me like a sense of like, okay, I know that I can legally protect my family.
Yeah.
Like I can protect my family for sure. And I think that's a great transition into like the benefits that a lot of veterans have in the state of Texas. What do you think is like? So, what do you think are some of the coolest benefits that vets have here in Texas?
Man, there's a lot. I think the biggest benefit financially is going to be for vets that are 100% rated by the VA. Because what that does is it freaking really unlocks, I mean, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars financially that it saves them. So just to let you know, like how the Texas taxation works in the state. They don't tax. They don't tax your personal income. So there's no state income tax in the state of Texas. And you're like, man, they're missing out on all that revenue. Well, the way that their laws are structured, they make up for it by placing their property tax a little bit higher. So for veterans that are 100%, not only are they going to come to Texas and not pay personal income tax, but then they're not going to pay any property tax either. Like your waive, you can buy up to 20 acres and not pay tax on that.
Yep.
And it's like, it's crazy. So,
and if you want anything like that, just make sure to reach out to us and we'll hook you up. But can you, like the amount of value that alone brings is insane because, there's a lot of clients that we have that they're having to pay $15,000 a year on property tax, and that's significant. It's a significant amount of money that goes to the county every single year, and it's a significant amount of savings that you have. I mean, for me personally, it's going to knock off like $500 off of my mortgage.
Yeah,
I recently got rated at 100%, and once that goes through and I'm able to file for everything, I'm going to knock off $500 off of my monthly payment.
It's crazy. That's wild.
It is insane. And it is Texas's main source of income, and it's your way of getting into something that is less expensive than any of these states like California, and being able to afford the home in a secure way. Because I mean, hey, like now you don't have to. You're paying less on the house because properties are a little bit less expensive out here, and you're paying less because you're not paying the property tax.
Yeah, I think for me, because there was that period where in the beginning where the little bit of culture shock where I wasn't sure that, man, did I make the right move coming out here? Because, I love the beach. I'm a beach guy. And that was one of the things that I missed from California. But then when I thought about it, like they just raised my property tax on my home out there and it was ridiculous. So my property tax was $19,000 a year. So
in California,
$19,000 a year. So I just thought like, okay, I can save $19,000 a year from going here. I can go to Cancun, Hawaii, and Cabo every year for $19,000.
Yeah.
Like, I can go see the most beautiful beaches in the world for $19,000.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's significant. I mean, like a lot of neighborhoods in California, the argument that a lot of people have is that California's property taxes are half as expensive. Granted, the properties are double the price, and at the same time, that's on average in the whole state of California. That's not to mention where where more people are.
Yeah.
Like let's use Santa Clarita for example. LA County's like average tax rate is like usually the number that we use is 1.25.
yeah, 1.25.
It's not that in Santa Clarita.
No, there's some that are above 2%.
Yeah, I've seen 2.6%.
Yeah.
In these newer communities. So it started to catch up in regards to those property taxes, and taxes don't go down. No, it's a special assessment tax that they're adding, but that special assessment tax, it's going to get voted into an extension, and it's going to go from 30 years to 60 years to 100 years to permanent.
Yeah.
And it's just going to go up and up and up. That's how it goes. So, and there's no way to fully remove that. Even if you're rated at 100% as a veteran, you're not going to be able to remove that. So that's all to say that, yeah, you're going to have a tax benefit in Texas as a veteran. I think another major benefit that you have as a veteran is that you have a ton of vets out here. So it's community. A lot of vets out here.
More than I've ever seen. I was like, holy shit. Like
it's wild.
It's wild. Not only the amount of veterans, the support for military and veterans, the support and respect for first responders, because a lot of vets become first responders too, and just that's a huge difference in culture that I've seen. Like, unfortunately, it just it's irritating to see the lack of respect for first responders and law enforcement officers. Where I get it, like there's things that happen where we're not going to get into politics on it, but there's. No matter what, we said this in the Marine Corps, there was always that 10%. That's going to be in anywhere you go, any line of work. But without going on a tangent, that's one of the things that I love about this place.
I don't feel necessarily, well, I wouldn't say I was embarrassed to say, like, do you guys have a military discount? Whenever I went to like a store or anything like that. But I feel like this is what I noticed instead. Instead of me asking, do you guys have a military discount? Yeah. They'll say,
they'll be like, you military?
Military?
Yeah.
They'll ask first. That's the difference.
Yeah.
It's a small thing, but for someone that has to kind of fight for that, like extra thing, like, hey, I did something. Can you help me out? It's more of like, hey, you did something. I want to help you. Yeah. I think that's the total, like, flipping the page, different kind of mindset, different kind of values, and it goes back to values. Yeah, it's like it's a different approach to law enforcement, to veterans.
Appreciation.
It's an appreciation. Yeah,
appreciation, respect, and support. In addition, like small business, there's so much damn support for small business to where, like, back where we came from, there was a Starbucks almost on every block. There was probably 10 Starbucks in Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
In here, I think there's 1, 2, but there's mom and pop coffee shops everywhere.
And they're packed.
And ridiculously packed. And the community pours into them. They support them. And so if you're a veteran business owner, a veteran small business owner, I'd be willing to bet you'd find success here over like other areas.
You put the American flag on your front door or something like that, people are going to pour in. People will have pride in that. That's the thing. Like, people have pride in the fact that, yes, you are in America, you are in Texas. We all support each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pride in being a Texan. There's a lot of pride in being an American here in Texas, which I feel was lacking where we were. Even though it was more of a conservative, full of first responders type of city, you had to kind of hide that a little bit. Yeah. Like, you kind of like...
Where here, it's like the opposite. And this is like a warning. And it kind of goes back to a question that we were asked, what are some things that you didn't know about Texas prior to coming here? And it's like, your if you have outside values, don't try to change Texas to bring your values. Texas, they're patriotic, they're American, they support their military, they believe in their freedoms, they want the kind of the government out of your stuff. So if that's not what you agree with, don't come here and try to push other beliefs on them.
Totally agree.
I can't say that they would welcome you with open arms if you're trying to change them.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and you kind of have to. You're leaving a place because it doesn't align with your values to go to a different place that has the values that you're seeking. It might be a cost thing as well. But if it is a cost thing, then it's a situation where you have to kind of understand where that cost is coming from. Why is it less expensive? It's because of likely the values. Yeah. Granted, yes, the value in California is there's a lot there. You have Disneyland, you have all kinds of theme parks, you have the beach, you have Hollywood. A lot of things there. I don't even want to mention Hollywood because
the capital, the show business capital. I
understand that, and there's push for Texas to be that new capital.
Yeah,
there's a lot of push for that because there's so much out here that you can take advantage of.
Just keep Diddy away.
Yeah. Keep them out of Texas. I prefer that.
Yeah.
But what other advantages do you think vets have here in Texas?
I got a question.
Yeah.
What's up?
What about do you guys get exempt from the toll roads?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Chris had a question. Is you get exemption from toll roads? Yes. I think you need to be rated at 50% disability rating in order to have that completely removed. You can get free tags. You can get this is badass. You can get your Marine Corps emblem on your license plate.
Yeah.
You have to put in California, you got to put a sticker. You have to do a whole thing. United States Marine. But hey, I like to have it on your license plate. I think it's a little bit better. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just in general, if you add up, I know we put together a resource of everything from freebies to national park access to discounts to we took the family to SeaWorld Aquatica. It's a water park that is it's ran by SeaWorld here in San Antonio. It's 40 minutes from here. As a veteran, you will get free tickets for you and your entire family every year. Mm-hmm. So I know if you would like that, shoot us a message, reach out to us. We'll send you that resource that we put together of going over all of the freebies, the discounts, everything for your service that you've earned from serving our country. But yeah, there's so much. We could probably, do an entire podcast just on the benefits.
So how do you feel like our business has been since we've been out here for 6 months? To put it in perspective, it usually takes a new agent 6 months to get their first round of business, to get their first transaction in.
Yeah.
We're here officially 6 months in.
Yeah, we're almost crossing double digits. Yeah.
Yeah. So...
But I think for us, it's
it's a little bit different.
It's not just the volume, but what I've loved the most, which was is the quality of client, the type of client. It's helping our brothers and sisters. It's the type of client and the type of people that Texas attracts is our people, mm-hmm. Our military veterans, our fellow Marine brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. And we've had just a few months in, we've had some amazing clients, amazing. We're in the process right now of helping a retired Army officer, and I won't disclose his name, but he was working at a very high command level, working directly with General Mattis, mm-hmm. at a point where we both served in very ideal times. We probably crossed paths. Well, he was above my he was well above my pay grade, mm-hmm. but it's just crazy how things are going full circle now. And we're helping him retire in his forever home. And just the quality of just the quality of people, man, is awesome.
I'll say that this is not to downgrade the clients that we have in California, but the thing is, it's a lot more difficult for, I wouldn't say it's a lot more difficult for us to get more clients. It is fewer and far between in regards to the clients that we had in California, because it's almost like you have to hide it.
Yeah, well, we have to really work really hard to get those ideal clients in California, because I think the volume, there's a lower volume. So we have to, whether it's spending more money on advertising to make sure that our brand, our stuff gets to those types of people, it's just harder. We have to work harder. We have to put more marketing dollars just to find them, where here in Texas, they're everywhere. It's like you walk 5 feet in any direction, you find a vet.
And they're proud of it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Is it was a little bit harder to be proud of what you did, or what, if you served or anything like that. You kind of have to probe a little bit, have a couple questions, oh, did you serve? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, did you, what branch did you serve in? And then you have to kind of really, really push and ask a ton of questions in that regard.
Yeah, there was a period, I remember after COVID, where it was you were almost treated like a terrorist for waving an American flag in your front yard. They were looking at you like you were wrong for putting an American flag up. And it's come on, man.
Yeah, that goes beyond us, that's for sure. But I think that the clients that we've had, it's been fun. I think it's been fun being out here for the last 6 months, and I obviously don't see myself going back, but I don't see myself. I feel like the only thing I do regret is not coming out sooner.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it comes down to it, to see the progress that's been in Texas is. Even in these 6 months has been amazing. We got a brand new community opened up, Mayfair community. That community has been amazing to see the amount of growth that they've had just in this community. Garamendi itself has grown exponentially. We flew out here last April, April 2024, and it's grown a crazy amount since then. Yeah. And
there's a ton still left too.
Yeah.
It's a 10-year project where they're going to have a luxury hotel on the river, an amphitheater, and everything connected, shops, restaurants, boutiques that you can literally drive to in a golf cart from your neighborhood. It's that's
another thing. The golf carts out here.
Oh, the golf carts.
Cool. Yeah, you can just drive the street.
That.
We totally missed that on the culture side of things.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many golf carts in my life.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Golf cart, scooters. That's one of the things that helped my daughter kind of
I saw your daughter. Yeah. We were walking and she's like, hi. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. She's got, her and her friends got a little scooter gang where they drive these electric scooters all around the neighborhood and everywhere. It's kind of cool. So she's even settled in pretty well. And one of the things that I appreciate as a parent is her addressing her elders as yes sir, yes ma'am.
Yeah.
And that's something that we didn't even talk about. Not only the level of respect and support for military and veterans, but respect for elders. And you even seen grown ass gentlemen, address, other men and women as sir and ma'am. Yeah. And that's something I freaking appreciate the hell out of.
Yeah. There is a certain level of innate respect for each other.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you come from. I have a California tattoo. Okay. You got an LA tat on your arm too. So it's it doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people are scared of how Texans are going to treat them.
Yeah.
And it's just keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. It's the keyboard warriors. That's all it really is. You're going to see it. I put a video out with my son. He was then just 5 or 6 months old. And the keyboard warriors were in full-fledged in that video, but so much love, so much support. And it's welcome to Texas.
Yeah.
You're going to love it here. New Braunfels, you made a great decision. Garamendi, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of support that a lot of people overlook, and they focus on the negative. And if you focus on the negative, you're going to continue to get the negative, and you're going to dwell on that. But there's so much positivity out here. There's so much support out here. People are like, if you see a car like stopped on, you don't see many cars stopped on the side without a second car.
Yeah.
And that's mainly because someone else stopped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone else stopped. Are you
Just
okay?
to give a helping hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take time out of the day just for you.
Yeah.
I hope that was helpful for some of you guys. I really appreciate my time here in Texas. If you were planning on making the move to Texas, make sure to contact us. Our contact information is down below in the description. Just text us the word Texas,
Yeah.
and we'll get the process started for you.
Yeah.
I'll see you next time.